Hey everyone, welcome. It's Terry with Early Girls Yarn. I am so glad you are here. It is Sunday, July 5th. We are going to church in a bit, but I've got some time. So I'm going to start my entrance back into YouTube. It's been such a long time. We have now been in Michigan for 4 years coming up next month, which is crazy. And I realized I haven't done an inventory of my big yarn room or reorganized. I've just been collecting. I've done minor organizations over the 4 years, but not like when we moved to Iowa. And then in Iowa, I had a yarn room, a huge room over the garage that then my daughter wanted. So I moved all of that down to the basement. So there was a huge move and a time for me to go through everything, reorganize everything. And I've not had that yet here. This first shelf, the far one behind me, I did organize yesterday on July 4th. I put that on Instagram, and that's when I asked if people might want like longer format from me, and the answer was yes. So what I'm going to focus on, I'm not going to say just today, hopefully it gets done today, but we don't know. Over the next few days are these two shelves right here. So this is all of my sock yarn, primarily my self-striping sock yarn. This shelf here, I'm going to be, it's a lot of my 80-20, but I'm going to be moving all of my 80-20 up here. I might move the shelves at some point. I think, so storage, these are the storage solutions that I had been working with from yesterday, and I really like them. But I did find out yesterday it fits a full advent, and you know your girl's got a lot of advents that aren't knit up. I've got quite a few on the wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are hanging up on the wall, and there's at least 6 or 7 more at least that are in boxes and stored away, and some from last year. This was one of them. This was 2024 Suburban Stitcher. It was still on top of my shelves from when I opened it in December. So I am going to be putting all of the advents in here. So this is just an example. I bought 6 more. I might have to buy more, we'll see. But I want to make sure this bottom shelf is high enough that I can fit 2 containers. Here's this one. So this is Felici, which I have a bunch. I moved it all upstairs because I don't use them this frequently. I am blessed with so many other indie dyers. But when I'm making gifts, like these two, the 2 bright ones are for my nephew. These are going to be for a lady from Pilates. This is another one from a lady from Pilates, and my daughter's really good friend from Iowa. So when I'm doing gift socks for someone and I don't know if they know how to take care of it, even though I tell them, I want to give them yarn that can be put in the washer and the dryer without fear of anything happening. I feel like Felici's a good option for that. It's also economical, which makes me feel good about giving them something just in case they don't like it, they don't like how it feels, or it does get ruined in the washer or the dryer, or one sock gets lost, because you don't know yet if people are knit worthy or how they're going to take care of it. So I would rather use Felici. So what I did was I just pulled the colors I needed and the contrast I needed for those particular socks, and these are going to live in their own bin. So I want to make sure I have at least the height to stack 2 up here in the very bottom row. So I'll definitely need to move this shelf up some. Or maybe I'll just put that, actually, I might just put that over here. Anyway, we'll figure it all out. I'll take you along for the ride. I am not going to go through every single colorway because, my gracious, there's so much here. But I'll go through dyers and talk to you about which dyers I have, why I like them. I'm sure I'll pull some of their things out to share certain colorways with the dyers. All right, what I've decided to start with is I'm going to pull yarn down and keep all of the 80-20 yarn, sort by dyer, keep it all together kind of way over here to the side on the floor. I'm going to move this bottom shelf up enough so I can fit the 2 bins, and then I'm just going to start grouping and sorting that way for right now. So I figured I can at least get that done, because I do feel like my Kirby Wirby is going to be pretty solidly over there. I've got quite a bit that's going to stay there. I want to move this shelf down. I want I believe, all of my Freckled Whimsy to come over here. And then if my 80/20's all up here, which most of it is, I mean, there's some pineapple yarn that's not, so I'll pull that. Then I think I can group the rest by dyer, and I think it'll be okay. So I'm gonna let it record and we'll zoom it up, and then I'll pop back in when I've got some more order. I think it's gonna look a lot worse before it looks better, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. Oh, I forgot I ordered this one. American flag sock set from Stitchin with Yarn. So appropriate for 4th of July weekend. But I'm gonna save this for next 4th of July. There was a sucker in there, but that I'm just gonna throw away because I've had this for over a year. Okay, so I pulled everything out. I have so much more 80/20 than I realized, which is a good thing. I think it makes for a super, super warm sock. So I do like it it gets really cold here in Michigan, so that works out great. Down here, I didn't pull these out yet. So I am working on pulling yarn together. I haven't even started the project. It won't start for a while. The DK Weight Coziest Memory Blanket with my friend Michelle. So right now, that's what kind of prompted this whole thing. And you'll see I did move a few skeins over. I'm pulling all the Christmas socks and sock sets, and I am winding up 20 grams to send to her. She's got all of her Christmas she's sending to me. But then there's a select portion of socks sets that, because I'm doing, let me explain this better. She's holding her yarn single for her blanket. I'm holding my yarn double for my Coziest Memories blanket. So I don't want to use, I love self-striping yarn. It's my favorite thing to knit socks with, but I don't want to use self-striping yarn in my blanket. I did that for my fingering weight Coziest Memory that I made with all of the socks that I created in my first 2 years of sock knitting, 24 and 25, and I love it. But if I hold it double, I feel like the colors will lose their integrity, and I don't want to do that because that takes away from what I love about self-striping yarn. So I am winding, I've got that's why Freckled Whimsy doesn't look like there's that much, because I pulled out like 10 to 12 Freckled Whimsy self-striping skeins, and I'm going to wind 20 grams off and send to her. And the reason why I'm not for my sock sets is because when I'm doing a sock set and then I'm going to be keeping the main color for myself, if I pull 20 off to Michelle, it takes about 10 grams a square. I'll have one square, but that's probably it on these. And I just want to make sure I have at least 2 for my own blanket. So that's why there's a pile here that I know is going to stay for a little bit. And I am probably not going to be starting that blanket, even though I'm doing all of this prep work, probably for another year, because I need to knit all of those socks so I have that yarn for the blanket. Crazy, but it's going to keep me knitting those Christmas socks. So I'm going to go ahead and move this up so I can fit the 2 plastic bins in here. I'm going to leave the Christmas sock sets that I know I need to knit through. I'll probably rearrange them a little differently, and I'll probably go through them with you. And then I'm going to keep this middle one probably a little shorter because I've got a lot to fit up here. I actually might even move this top shelf down one to make it match the Kirby Wirby side, because there's a lot more 80/20 than I realized, and I want to make sure I get it all in there if I can. And then I'm going to figure out how to make all of this fit back in these bottom 2 shelves. So let me get moving some shelves around. So also what I did decide I'm going to do, like I have, I think 4 or 5. This is White Christmas from Murray and Company Wool Goods. Sarah is the dyer's name, and I adore this one. So I've got a lot of this Long Dog yarn. I showed this earlier. I'll show a different one. This is Long Dog yarn Holly Jolly. Love it. So these are all the things I want to make socks out of before I get ready to put it in the blanket. This is Merry Grinchmas. I already have some of this ready to go. This, I made a sock set for Izzy, but I have a sock set for me. And there is a Pineapple Yarn Christmas, same thing. I made a sock set. I already have it wound up. I'm gonna make it for Izzy, but I have a whole other one because I want one too. So yeah, so this is all Long Dog yarn, Murray and Company Wool Goods, and Pineapple Yarns. So I think I'm gonna stack it, and then I'm gonna move my tubs I already talked to you about closer over, and I'm actually going to just move one. I'm going to take the Advent kit out now that I know I have enough room, and then I'll leave the other side open for other yarn. So that's the yarn that's going in here. It's Christmas specific sock sets, and then we'll talk about what's the next step. I tried to smoosh it all over. I use these containers. Actually, I've made the mistake. I'm going to leave that Advent in there until I get the other plastic container so it doesn't all crumble down on me. But I'm going to leave these here for now. And let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to do my 80-20 section next. All of that yarn is behind me. So what I'll do is when I found I have some big groups of 80-20 dyers. So I'm going to start putting those in, and once I see one of those, I'll pull it out and chat with you about it, and then I'll put it all in. All right, so I did some organization and wanted to share about certain dyers. Now this first one, Night Owl Fibers, is not an 80-20 dyer, but the yarn plumps and it's a thicker yarn, so it feels like it is. So I'm going to keep this in this section. She is no longer dyeing yarn. So I've destashed some of these to the ladies in my knit group, and some of them I'm keeping. So this is Catch a Wave. I love those colors. But I'm just going to go ahead and put her up here. I'm not going to go through all of the colors. I don't know if I can get her all in one. Okay, I'm going to hold here while I get more. The next one, this is a Canadian dyer. This is the Cozy Knitter. She's 80-20, and I've got quite a few of her sock sets. Ironically, I didn't really start knitting socks until I moved here, and some of the ladies helped me. This was like 2024, and a lot of these are from a 2020 like Yarn of the Month club. So I have been an avid collector slash great buyer. This one, for example, is Wildest Dreams, March of 2020. How funny is that? So yeah, before I could even knit socks, I was hoarding the yarn. Oh yes, the 2019 Advent. I didn't even knit socks until 2024. Which one? This is another Advent one. I don't know what year this one is though. It just says 24 stripes. I feel like this might be 24. Not positive. So here is the next group. This is actually a Michigan dyer. This is Knitterly Things, and I bought her yarn when I just was at a local yarn shop. I bought quite a bit of it, and then I am now a member of her monthly sock club, so I have a lot of sock sets. So again, 80-20, I'll be putting this in next. Oh my, it's a mountain. I'm for sure gonna have to zhuzh this up a little bit without chatting. Here's the next one I'm gonna put in. This is Tiny Human Knits. I think she's great. She's another Canadian dyer. I love her yarn. She doesn't ship to the United States right now. She got really frustrated with all the tariffs, which I understand. So I was able to snag a lot like end of last year. So I have like the Scrappy Quilt collection, some of her others, and then I've got some Christmas ones. Yeah, Fireside Mantle, Carols in the Snow, Nutcracker. I feel like there's one more Christmas one. Oh yeah, Jolly Holiday. So what I think I'm going to do, because I am trying to actually use what's here. I know it might not seem that way with everything that's here. So I love the idea of knitting one Christmas sock each weekend of Advent. And I haven't looked yet to see if there's 4 weekends of Advent or 5. But I think what I'm going to do right now is, not right now, like the next couple days, is go upstairs and find some Christmas wrapping paper. And I think I'm going to wrap up the four holiday skeins from her and use it as my Advent this year. And I might even have, let's see if I have a 5th. This is Season's Greetings. It's just a little one, so I might do this one. It's a 50 gram. So sometimes if you can't get her 100 gram, you can snag the 50 grams with a little 20 gram. But I have extra, I have other heel, toes, and cuffs that I can use. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm back. My husband and daughter came home from breakfast. We still haven't left for church, but I need to go get ready. So I wanted to jump in and share this little spot right here. What's gonna go there, and then I'm gonna leave this shelf. I'm actually gonna move these workhorse ones down to the bottom. And I'm going to leave this shelf and the rest of this for another time. Okay. So I have some hodgepodge odds and ends, and I actually have been thinking I'm going to move my tiny human knits up to the top, and I'll put these in the bottom. But this is a mud punch, and I think I've got 2 or 3 of those, all 80/20. Yep, these are all the mud punch 80/20s, and I can't remember if this, I don't know where they're dyed from. I can't remember, but I'm going to actually put those in the bottom. So I'll do that here in a minute. I have one Nomadic Yarns. That's an 80/20. And then I have this one fun one. Mayla nailed it. And she put all these like little light bulb stitch markers on her tag. This is Neon New Year from 2021. Wow. Okay. I love the neon though. Like, who doesn't love a good neon? I think I'm gonna leave this one out, and maybe I'm gonna add this to my summer. How fun would that be? Yes. Okay. Now the last ones I want to talk about. Well, okay, I've got this. This is Biscante, Les Lane's Biscante yarns. I believe my friend Robin gave this one to me. It's a watermelon inspired. It's another fun summer one, but here are the ones that I really have. I love them. I want them. It's just such a thicker yarn. Woolens and Nosh. And it is 90% Southwest Superwash Targhee, 10% nylon. I mean, this is stained glass. Again, I really want it. Same, 90% merino. This is Targhee. This is just merino. This is Repotting Sprout. And this one's Targhee again. It's such a thicker yarn. I almost feel like I'm going to need to go to the 1.5 size needle to knit this. So this I've got to think about still. I've not bought any more. I've knit up one. I ended up giving it to Izzy because it made such a tight fabric that I gave it to her, and I loved the colorway, but I just couldn't. Okay, so I'm gonna put the tiny human knits on top of all of these. And then I'll come back. I don't know if it'll be after church or another day. Probably after church, because I don't like having all of this messiness. And we'll get this shelf done and this bottom part done. And if there's a little bit of room up here, I get Knitterly Things monthly. I actually have one I need to share with everybody before it comes over here. Oh, and I do want to do, this is Knitterly Things. This is Secret Garden. And I want to do this for the Nitty Natty garden inspired, her, like, it used to be Shark Week, but her week-long knit along. I'm going to do this one. I want to say that's in a few weeks. It's in July at some point. Hey, I'm back again, back from church. It is still July the 5th. I'm going to try and get this done today so that I can work on other things. Now the lighting's going to be funky because it's been gray and overcast, but you can see it's just starting to get a little bit of sunshine. So we'll see what we got. The next thing to go in this space is an 80/20 yarn, and this is one of my favorite dyers, although she's been retired for years. So I scoop up her yarn like on D-stashes. This is Coloring Book Yarns, and I adore it. This one's called Night Owl. This one is Lady Rainicorn. There's just so many. So I kind of hoard them and just obsess when I actually get them on the needles all at the same time. This one is Good Vibes. I love this one. She seems to throw a little bit of pink in a lot of her things. So this is the one that started it all. This is Autumn and Mint. I've already knit a pair of socks. It was one of the first ones I did like in 2019, but it didn't fit well, which is why I kind of stopped knitting socks. But I found another one on D-Stash, so I can re-knit now that I know how to knit yarn a little better. Not knit yarn, knit socks a little better. All right, let's get the rest of those put away. What's this last one? Winter Blues. Just love it. I love that like greeny color in there. All right, So that's those. Now, I'm actually going to move these over to the side. For the rest of this shelf, my plan is to do sock sets. These are all 75-25. This is Old Wire Fiber Co. She actually goes by Spur Creek Farm now and has a YouTube channel, Ashley. I've got some Murray and Company wool goods. These are not Christmas ones, although this is flannels and cider. I mean, it probably could. I'll have to see when I get it knit up and if I need more yarn. Oh, this is a Christmas one. Okay, this needs to go in my Christmas section. I'll show it anyway. This is Handmade Holiday. You know what? I might just pop this one in there too. I think it could go Christmas. It's got like greens and some reds. It's a neutral. I'll just leave it here for now. I can always move it later. This is another retired dyer. She was from Iowa, Stitched Together, and she did like a pick your own sock set. This is Terry's Bowie Adventure. Isn't that great? Again, this was back when I wasn't even really knitting socks, and I'm obsessed. Okay. Now I did Long Dog Yarn, did a sock set, Yarn of Enchantment. It was like a year-long club. And I've got quite a few of these still. This was August. This was Santa Fe. And it was all inspired by her New Mexico time. Billy the Kid. I mean, could that be Christmas? This one for sure is Christmas. I'm going to move that over to the Christmas ones. Rio Grande River. But this was definitely at Christmas time. And I think that would be just a fabulous sock set and awesome in my blanket. Can you see the Christmas sock set? You really can't. I have so many socks I need to knit for my Christmas blanket. It's fine though, no problems. Oh no, this is December, Lumeria. So I could put that in the Christmas one too. That's not giving me quite the same vibes, honestly. So we'll leave it up here. March, that was a good one. Ooh, Halloween. Okay, the other sock sets I want to add in this section are all of my pineapple yarn. Well, this is Artemis yarn. Artemis, these are not sock sets, but she made socks out of these a while back, and I love it. I'll just toss those up there too. Okay. There's so many pineapple yarns. I love her colors. They're just so sassy and fun and bright, and I'm loving it. This is a fall one, I think, right? Southern Pumpkin Latte. Love it. Oh, another Long Dog Yarn one. It was a hot air balloon one or something like that. Okay. There is still some room because, you know, I love my pineapple yarn. This is just a single Long Dog yarn. I think eventually this will be Heels, Toes, and Cuffs. This is colorway Pop. So I'm just going to leave that there for now. I've got a couple Ruby and Roses that I de-stashed. Just pop them here for now. I don't think these are Christmas. Okay. I am putting all of my Shirley Bryant. These are the deconstructed fades, which I adore. I'm going to put all of those down here. All right, I feel accomplished. That was a successful second shelf organized. I have a start on my third, but I'm not going to tackle any more today. The lighting I'm not loving, and yeah, I want to do other things. Now, what I did not find room for, and that is okay, my So Happy Jane, which I did buy for socks, but it's a 75-25 and it's gorgeous. I'm going to go ahead and put that over in my unassigned section. on the other side of the room where I just have a bunch of different yarn, and I have them in cubbies based on color, and it is meant for yarn that doesn't have a pattern or a plan in mind. And right now this does qualify. So I'm going to move that on over there, and we will come back and tackle the third shelf on another day. Hey, it's Terry with Early Girls Yarn. Welcome back. Okay, so when I left off, we have this whole shelf all finished up. The only thing that I have not changed out is this bottom plastic. It's still my Advent set because I ordered 6 more containers and they have not come. Well, they did come. It's my 3rd order from Amazon and these came broken. So I have to return them. It's only a mile away, not the end of the world, but it means I can't get that done today. What I do want to finish up is talking about the yarn on these 3 shelves. I'm probably going to tip the camera down a little bit. We will see, because this top shelf we'll talk about right now, I'm not even touching it, not one bit. This is all of my Kirby Wirby yarn. It's crazy. There's so much of it. I haven't even begun to count because not yet. Not yet. Today we're just figuring out the flow. What I need to do, and the only reason this even works, this middle shelf, I'm going to lower this shelving unit down a titch. This is going to be all my Freckled Whimsy. And I know you're thinking in your head, well, I get 2 Freckled Whimsy clubs and Kirby Wirby just started a club. I've only gotten the 2nd month. Why is this so much smaller? Well, it is because number 1, I've been knitting some up. I've got 4 Freckled Whimsy on the needles right now. Number 2, I did pull all of the self-striping Christmas yarn. I'm winding that off and doing a swap with my friend Michelle in Georgia for our Christmas blankets. So that is why this doesn't look as large. And once it's wound, it will stay housed in a different place until it gets knit. So it's a little deceiving, but let's get to it. And I'm looking to just kind of knit through it. There will be more mustache, but there is room. And Freckled Whimsy, I get 2 skeins a month of Freckled Whimsy, and there's this whole big pile, which you cannot see. So I think I might try and lower it down 1 more notch while it's open to see if I have more room for Freckled Whimsy. And I can always bring it back up if I cannot make it work. But now is the time when the yarn's all down. Okay, now that we got the shelf where I think it's gonna land, let's talk about Freckled Whimsy before I just put it all back. So I love them so much. I've got some different clubs. There's a Halloween club. I didn't do the whole year. I kind of caught the tail end of that. Like, this is a Halloween club. This is Jeepers Creepers. Isn't that adorable? Oh. So I try and sort them by the clubs. I also have a Nature's Palette. I did do, is this one? Nope, here's one. I did do the whole year for Nature's Palette, but a couple of them came in a different base in the beginning. So I ended up gifting those away, and this is just what I have left. This one, actually, I'm gonna keep out, I think. I'm gonna look through these. My mom wants Christmas socks, and she wanted more neutrals. She wanted self-striping, and she's a blue lover. She would love this. So this is a good option for my mom. So I'm gonna think about that when I'm putting the Nature's Palette away. Then I also have, let me find, this is a good one. I have been in their Yarn of the Month club. Now, here's this year. This year, I've got them all either on the needles or like July's isn't yet because I'm not quite done with June's. I missed 1 month because of the musical. This is April of 2026, which I want to get on the needles probably not until August, but then I'm going to get caught up. I'll have knit everything that came in 2026 and 2026, but I have plenty. This is from 2025, September 2025, baguettes in Bordeaux, and I'm obsessed with it. I just don't have it on the needles yet. So for right now, I think that's kind of what I've got. I've got the Yarn of the Months, Nature's Palette. I've got Halloween. Christmas I already pulled out. All of my Christmas because I'm going to wind them up for my friend to share. Oh, and then I've just got some randoms, and this is not my normal base. Normally I get Serendipity, which is her 75-25. This one's splendid. It's 85-15 with the mini included. Sunshine and snow cones, but I was obsessed with this one. So it was fine. She only had that left. So I'm like, I'll try a new base. That's fine. I might pull this one out to see if I can work on it too, because that's so summer and I want to try this base. Okay, I've got to focus. Let me get to sorting and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, I have organization, but I don't have any of the monthly up there yet. But honestly, I started collecting monthlies, I think in 2024 or 2025. These might be all 2025. That's not that many that haven't been knit up. Like, I'm pretty proud of that. Okay, so first, this one came undone, but that's fine. I need to pick out my mom's, the one that I'm gonna knit for her for Christmas. There's so many good options. Here's what I'm down to. This one is When the Mountains Kiss the Sky. She loves a good blue. I also like this one, Wildlife Sanctuary, that I talked about in the beginning. This one's good too. Footprints in the Sand. Or this, I mean, there's so many. Blue is like the song of a bluebird. This could be good too. But she's also getting at Christmas time, which is fall. This is Squirrel Chase. I think that might be maybe too brown. But then there's this one, Utterly Fabulous. I think I'm these two. I'm gonna pull this one for my mom. When the Mountains Meet the Sky. She loves a good blue. That's gonna be for her. Okay, so I'm gonna put the rest of the Nature's palette back, and then I'm gonna put Halloween next to it. I have more Halloween than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7. I didn't think I caught that club that early. That's crazy. Okay, the rest of these are kind of random. And then I'm gonna put Yarn of the Months. Okay, yeah, she's all organized. I was gonna pull this one, but when you see, I just looked over at my box of socks I pulled for the summer. I have plenty in there, so I'm gonna put this one back for now. My mom's socks, I'm actually gonna put up on top with the April yarn that I wanna get going. We did it. That's everything that I can see. Okay. And full disclosure, I was going to pull this one and put that one in my box of socks to work on this summer, but I'm going to put this back over here because, again, I looked at my box over there and there's plenty. I'm not going to get to it all. We did it though. We did it. We've got these 6 shelves organized. I've got it so everything fits. There's more room for Freckled Whimsy because I get 2 skeins a month from them. I try and knit up. This month I've got the Christmas one already on the needles. Crazy, Christmas in July. And I will have the July color of the month soon. I've got to finish June, so that'll be soon. Now, I did look up, I did keep these pulled. This is the Tiny Human Knits that I bought year and a half ago now. And it's a bunch of Christmas. She had a Christmas pre-order. Now, I did look up, there are 4 weeks in Advent. So what I'm going to do, I have pulled 5, but I'm going to put this one that's only a 50 gram back in the Tiny Human Knit section. And then I'm going to wrap all of these, and then I'm just going to leave them like untagged. So I don't know which is going to be which month. And then I'm going to open them in at the Advent this year, and I'm going to try and knit 1 a week of my Tiny Human Knits because I love it. So this is Jolly Holiday. This is Nutcracker. I mean, hello, love it. Carols in the Snow and Fireside Flannel. So good on all accounts. So I'm gonna wrap all of those up, and then I'll have surprises that I won't remember, and I'm not gonna label them. So I'm just gonna mix them all up, and then before the holiday season comes, I'll just put like 1, 2, 3, 4 with the dates for each Sunday so I can cast out. And the first one, it's in November. It's like November 29th, I believe. So that'll be great. I'm gonna put this little guy back with my Tiny Human Knits. That's down here though, so I'll do that off camera. I am so glad that you joined me. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my sock yarn reorganization and stash. And if you have any dyers that I don't have, that you love, in particular self-striping, let a girl know, because I am always up to try new things for sure. Also, if you'd like to see more of this, I am debating doing my 17-foot wall of yarn. It only goes 3 foot high, so it's not that bad, right? That's only 21 feet of yarn. I've got that organized in patterns, and when I moved in, I tried to make it so that it was like a sweater section, a shawl section, and then unassigned yarn. I think that's gotten a little unorganized. And I do want to go through the patterns, and so let me know if that's something you would like. I might go like shelving unit by shelving unit over there. They're in cubbies. And maybe I'll pull the yarn, pull the pattern with you and decide, do I still like this pattern, or should I pull the yarn and either destash it or put it back in the unassigned and see what more creativity hits later? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining along, and I will chat with y'all soon.